So welcome to this tutorial on how to use smoothies to lose weight. This will take you through the smoothie notebook, and I'll also talk about my story of how I used smoothies to lose 25 pounds. I did it in 4 months, and that was after 8 painful years of trying to lose weight unsuccessfully. I wound up having 2 smoothies a day. And as someone had told me I had to drink 2 smoothies a day, I would have said absolutely not. No way, no how. And if that's how you feel, totally understand it. Not a big deal. It's how I did it, but I didn't set out to have 2 smoothies. It just made the most sense. And as we go through and we talk about the nutrition and the ease of smoothies, you may get to that same conclusion or you may not. But either way, you should know how to use the smoothie notebook and you should know the power of smoothies. Now keep in mind, smoothies could also be called a shake, a meal replacement, a blender meal. I mean, they're all talking the same thing. So you could use those words interchangeably. Basically, it's a liquid nutritional drink that you're making yourself, by the way. You're not buying these off the shelf. So quick tutorial to go through here. Always on the first tab, I have the quick notes. This is where you can just drop in things that have come to mind real quick. Oh, hey, got to run to the store and buy more almond milk. You found a recipe online. You just want a spot to quickly cut and paste it. This is just a spot for you to quickly do stuff. You can erase it when you're done, but this is just kind of a home page where I just really like you to be able to drop quick things. And then later on, you can put them where you want to put them. And then you have your resources tab. This is, again, where you'll access the course. Unfortunately, you can't click that right now because I'm recording the course. But you'll also be able to get the custom notes sticky note printable, and you'll be able to get a 2-subject hub digital notebook. So what are those things? So the hub notebook system is a way that you can put notebooks inside notebooks. So you have a different tab system for this, right? Over here you have these tabs, but you can have totally different tabs and combine them into one notebook. It's a very cool system, and you can get 2 notebooks for free. Over here on our sticky notes, this is where you can custom make sticky notes that you can put around your house. So if you need motivation, you want to put things on the fridge, you want to have pretty quotes, this shows you how to do that. Again, that's free. So that's all in the resources tab. And let's jump over to our tips tab. So this is just a reminder spot for tips, and then you could always create a blank page if you want to add another one. You could create a blank page right here if you have other tips that you want to add. But this is going to show you kind of the power of smoothies and take you through how I made it work. So let's focus in on this recipe formula. So when I started my smoothie journey, it wasn't intentional. I kind of fell into it, and I had learned basically what to put in a smoothie. But the reason I was doing it was because as a vegetarian, I don't eat a lot of veggies. Kind of sad, I get it. I eat a lot of pasta, a lot of carbs. And so when I was going to try to lose weight, I knew I had to hit a calorie goal. And again, if you want, you can go into the weight loss planner, and this will talk all about how to lose weight in general. And that's what the smoothie planner is kind of a good companion guide to. But over here in the recipe, I needed to put more nutrition into it. I knew I had, say, about 300 calories for breakfast. How could I get the most nutrition into that? And how could I get more veggies? Because I wasn't having them, and I certainly wasn't going to sit down to a breakfast full of veggies. So I used this as my way of getting better nutrition and also getting my veggies in. So this formula pretty much covers everything you could put into a smoothie that is nutritional. So again, you're making it yourself. So my liquid base, I always used almond milk. I have a dairy allergy, so I don't use dairy very much, but I always used almond milk. The great thing about unsweetened almond milk is it's only about 30 calories per serving, so it's great, doesn't take up a lot of room. You can use water. It's a preference. It kind of depends on some of the other ingredients that you're using. I just like the thickness and the creaminess of having a dairy base, but you're going to need some kind of liquid base, right? Can't blend without liquid. And then you're going to need a healthy fat. This will help you to stay full, but you want it, again, to be a healthy fat. So I use coconut oil, and I only use about a tablespoon, so it's not a lot, but you want to have some kind of healthy fat. This will help you feel full longer, and also, you get the benefits of having a good healthy fat into your diet. So you don't need, everyone's talked about how bad fat is, but really it's not bad. It helps you absorb some of the other nutrients, and also helps you promote very healthy cells. You don't need to avoid fat, you just need to have good fats. Protein. This for me was very important. Again, as a vegetarian, I wasn't eating any meat, so my main source of protein was in my shake. And there's a ton of things out there, so look for what works for you. And when we talk about mix order, this is one of those ingredients that can be sensitive to the order that you mix things in. So I got a vegan protein. It had some pea protein, hemp protein, other grass-based proteins, and that was very good for what I'm doing. And I have chocolate and I have vanilla, so I can make up different shakes and have different flavors. There's definitely a lot of soy proteins, whey proteins. It's a personal preference for you. Look at the count of carbs. Be aware of that. If it has a very high carb count, you may want to pick something else because you're getting a whole lot of carbs with your meal, and maybe that's not what you want. And also look at the overall calorie count. Also be aware, a lot of the proteins will say use 2 scoops. I never use 2 scoops. I always use 1. So look at what they're counting for their servings, and be aware if it's saying 2 scoops, you need to cut the calories in half. You also need to cut the protein that you're getting in half if you're only using the 1 scoop. The green powder, this is kind of my way of getting all my veggies in, and this can be the killer. The green powder can overwhelm your shake, so you may want to get smaller servings at first to find the green powders that you like. You can get the wheatgrass, you can get kale, you can get spinach, and I found the blends tend to be the best. I got a whole packet of organic powdered kale. Oh my God, that was the worst thing I ever had. I wound up giving that whole thing away because I just couldn't drink it. So you can definitely try it. I did the whole thing of spinach, and that one really wasn't bad. But I find that the green blends tend to be the best, and they give you the most bang for your buck. So I would look at that. And you can get all of these on Amazon, or you can go to a health food store and get those. Supplemental mix-ins. This is everything else that you might mix in. So like I mix in goji berries, I mix in noni powder, I mix in cinnamon, turmeric. So I have all kinds of things I mix in. And you're going to want to look at what your specific goals are. Do you want to get more antioxidants into your diet? Then there's a ton of things for that. But maybe you need to get more calcium in your diet, or whatever it is you're looking for. Start researching some of those things and see what mix-ins. Just about everything comes in a powdered form, and not everything tastes equally well. I find that noni powder is great, and if you're wondering what word I'm saying, it's N-O-N-I, noni powder. It's a fruit that I really, really like, and it has a nice chocolatey look and taste to it, so I really like that. Some of the other ones I've tried are a little bit tough to taste or have no taste at all, so it's really up to you. And then your last thing that you're going to mix in is a frozen something. I like to use frozen fruit. You could use ice, especially if you're doing some kind of water-based smoothie, but I find that the frozen fruit, number one, gives you a lot of good flavor and also gives you a lot of good color. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. So that's it for this section, and we'll get on to the next one.